And good morning, everybody. This is your old pal, Uncle Al, having my third cup of coffee. This is a response to Hubble's cat invasion series, when Britain falls and peace fails. Now he's using in his mind game Russia is all powerful, except he goofed up a lot. Okay? There's no Wolverines in the 21st century. That was back in the 20th century. Okay? I'm going to play two characters, which I'm going to take off my glasses, poofed up my hair a little bit. It'll be old Uncle Al, Governor General of the West Coast, based out of Mexico City, getting interviewed by a clone AI. So anyway, and this is Hubble's Cat's response to fall of Britain and failure of Canada. It's Canada. Okay. Hi, folks. Welcome to the live stream. Now, Uncle Al, we learned that you were helping out the Mexican army. Yes, we're pacifying the West Coast and we're stopping certain things and using the remnants of the U.S. Army to help us. There's a lot of interesting problems we're having. But first, I have to welcome Alberta, our 48th new state, Saskatchewan, our 49th new state, Manitoba, our 50th state, Yukon, 51st state, Northwest Territories, and I'm sorry to my Inuit friends, I cannot pronounce Unanak. Alright? As the 54th state of America. We are still battling for Alaska and British Columbia. Thanks to the Filipino Navy, the Mexican Army, Vietnam, Malaysia, Thailand, Indonesia, and all the other smaller countries, with Uncle Alan's AIs, we are going to hopefully take over Alaska and British Columbia with minimal loss to our troops. Of course, they have to beat Uncle Al and his AIs. Yes, Uncle Al from Independent News. We have learned that you are going to scorch earth British Columbia. Yes, after what China did to Taiwan, our AIs and our program on their phones, we have successfully cut off half of China from South China. With our Indian allies, we're making great strides into Afghanistan, Pakistan, about half the Indian subcontinent. And with our Tibetan troops and Uyghur troops, we have taken half of China. The Russians and the Mongolians are coming in. I have talked to Putin and a few other Russian generals. They like my idea. And now that I took over the control of their Ivan torpedoes with Uncle Al's Leech AIs, a lot of Russian subs and ships went down to the deep. Okay? Meanwhile, Britain, Ireland, and Scotland are getting supplied by Uncle Alan's AI airships. Also Greenland and Iceland. Most of the eastern seaboard after the non-nuclear attack. I keep hitting Washington and China and Taiwan and Vietnam. Who else said no? Malaysia and Thailand and Indonesia and Australia and New Zealand said, don't nuke Canada or Washington, D.C. I'm very tempted. But that will kill lots and lots of innocent people. We're gaining control with less loss of our life on our troops. Okay? Total extermination of British Columbia will happen in 3 days. The Indians are trying to race there to save a lot of British Columbians. The Chinese in that area are surrendering to droves or switching sides, joining up Uncle Alan's South Chinese army to battle for freedom. After the catastrophe in Taiwan, it set China ablaze. Also, everybody's worried that anybody with a smartphone is now a terrorist. So there's a lot of shooting by Beijing as they get smaller and smaller. And I have to welcome North Korea into the family. After they heard Uncle Alan was starting to take over and everybody else, they capitulated and joined South Korea. Now we're helping South Korea to help all the North Korean refugees and the troops that were stuck in Alaska. The Russian knows that their AIs are no match for Uncle Al and his AIs. Okay? Loss of life from Vietnam, Malaysia, and Thailand, Indonesian troops, and the Filipino troops have been minimal. We only lost like 12. Meanwhile, Russia, Chinese, American, Canadian, Canadian, British troops, they lost a couple 100,000. We lost count. Mexico is shoring up the border. They put up the wall and landmines. We have to keep the gringos out. Okay? And we're shoring up Mexico. Like I said, it's very comfortable in Mexico City. We're deporting a lot of people to, what's that state? Ontario. Okay? We're keeping the good Mexicans, and we're deporting all socialists, leftists, and weirdos to Ottawa and Ontario. Anyway, food drops are going to Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Yukon, Northwest Territories, and Inuit. Okay? We are doing food transportation and oil. Uncle Alan and his airship's eye has covered the skies. A lot of jets went up and a lot of jets went down. Uncle Alan's Vulture Squadron, aka Super Drones, has shot every F-16 off the face of the earth. Okay, like I said, it's been a fantastic day in Mexico City, the new capital of the North American Corporation. The big losers of this battle, mind game battle, was Russia, China, United States, Canada, most of Europe. It took us a little while, but we dropped enough firepower into Europe and small personal killer drones that anybody on the street with a smartphone can operate and start driving out the Russians out of Britain. Of course, we can stop the dog butcher shops in Britain. You know, what kind of sausage is that? All right, and everybody's happy, or else. And there's total peace in the world. Only there was some limited nuclear actions. We all suggest to nuke Ottawa and New York City and Washington, D.C. Nobody likes those places. Meanwhile, we are deporting a lot of Mexicans out of Mexico because there's only a narrow band of Mexico that people live, and the rest are in dome cities or dome villages, whatever you want to say. So anyway, it's been a wonderful World War III. This is your old pal, Uncle Al. Thank you for joining this live stream as we take over the world. And thank you to Hubble's Cat for this great mind game exercise. The Ivan torpedoes are gone. Uncle Al and the AIs took over most of the warfare in World War III, and everybody loses. Except for Vietnam, Malaysia, Philippines, and Indonesia. Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Yukon, Northwest Territories, and Inuit. Now, we made peace deal with Quebec, the new seat of France, and then we made deals with Newfoundland, new seat of Britain. And I'll catch you later. I hope this mind game exercise with Hubble's Cat may be interesting to you. Bye now. You have a nice day. I have, off the plum tree, I have one side full of plums, other side full of nectarines, because I know how to graft. And I'll catch you later, trying to find that button again.